the scoreboard honestly is a little bit of a delusion of how the game really went. Florida State did make it a game there towards the end, but I mean, let's be real. Miami dominated on all sides of the ball. Defense, offense, special teams. I mean, they truly came in and made their mark known. So, but I mean, 19 unanswered points there in the fourth quarter to make the scoreboard look a little bit better by Florida State. So I'll take it. But Carlos, you said it. Your edge guys, that defensive line, man, just a little too much for this offensive line in Florida State. Those guys are studs. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beardzone Sports Talk. My name is David, that is Carlos, and if you are a football fan in the state of Florida, this is the podcast for you. We cover from the NFL to college, FSU, Miami Hurricanes, and then we have the Dolphins and the Bucks. Those are the things that we focus on here. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Carlos, man, I've been dreading it, and I was thinking of every excuse in the book to not record this episode with you because, as we all know, the Florida State Seminoles lost to the Miami Hurricanes this past weekend in Tallahassee, in our home stadium. Not a good look. The scoreboard, honestly, is a little bit of a delusion of how the game really went. Florida State did make it a game there towards the end, but I mean, let's be real. Miami dominated on all sides of the ball. Defense, offense, special teams. I mean, they truly came in and made their mark known. So, but I mean, 19 unanswered points there in the fourth quarter to make the scoreboard look a little bit better by Florida State. So I'll take it. But Carlos, you said it. Your edge guys, that defensive line, man, just a little too much for this offensive line in Florida State. Those guys are studs.
Yeah, here's the couple stats that will come out. The Florida State Seminoles had 7 pressures against Miami's O-line. Not bad. Miami's got a great O-line. That's good. Ruben Bain had 11 himself. That guy is a monster. There's nothing he doesn't do. And then if you look at the end of the game, he's sitting on the bench. He's not happy. He's not happy Florida State put that run up at the end. And just the guy is never satisfied. And you got to love that about him. He's just, and it doesn't stop, man. He just, first snap to last snap is the same motor every time. And you could tell there were some frustrations. He got towards Tommy Castellanos a few times, but the guy can move. Castellanos he's a tough guy to bring down. So, but enough disruption to throw him off in the first 3 quarters and get some turnovers. And yeah, I mean, it was a nice win for Miami to go back-to-back state champions. We'll take it.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate game. It was definitely frustrating. We were over at a buddy's house, and there were some Miami fans over there, so they were talking their stuff to us Florida State guys, and yeah, it was a long night. Let's just say that I did indulge in a few adult beverages that night, sir. Just to try
and you through.
to get the edge off just a little bit. But you said it, man. Bain, dude, and you know what? Watching him the whole game, he probably could have had more pressures, but the guy is so explosive. Dude, he ran like 5 yards down the field every single time. I felt like if he could maybe corral that a little bit and get, and not run so far up the field, because that's where Castellanos was able to kind of step up and, then do his escape there. So to, extend the play. But at the end of the day, man, Carson Beck, 20 for 27, 241, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. The guy had a fantastic day. Your running backs are grown men. I don't know how many broken tackles they had over the course of the game. As far as their stat line isn't too impressive, but they were just the wear and tear on that Florida State defense. Just every single time it was like 3rd and short, they just hand it off. And those big boys back there in the backfield, man, they moved the chains to make it easy. Malachi Tony had a big game, 7 receptions, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. That guy is an absolute stud.
He should be in high school. He reclassed to get in a year early. This we're talking about a high school senior. He should be dominating high school at an insane level, and he's dominating the college football world right now. What a God, man! He is he's gonna be a future millionaire for sure. Like he's just got
Oh
everything.
yeah,
He's so smart on the field. He doesn't got if he had the size of a like a Mecca Ibuka, who we talk about a lot for the Bucks,
yeah.
and it would be insane. Like because he has everything else and he blocks, um, runs his route precise. He understands the game at a high level. This guy is gonna, he doesn't. Of course, I don't think stay 4 years at Miami, but if he did, I feel like he'd break every Miami record. But another guy on that Miami defense who I
Hold on,
has to
wait,
be,
hold on. We can't just slide right by with what you just said. You think that if he stays all 4 years, he can break Florida all of the Miami records
I
as
think
far
he
as
breaks them.
receiving?
I think he breaks them all. I mean, he's off to a
There's some
tremendous
very
mark.
high,
There
no
is.
pun intended, but like that's a high bar to
There are.
set.
Um, Restrepo set some records last year, but Restrepo played his 4 years, and I love Xavier Restrepo. Like, I got nothing but love for that guy. But Malik
Yeah,
Tony is a better version of him. He doesn't drop many balls. He understands. I love his route running where he runs up that seam, but he knew to slow down just enough to get Beck to rifle him the ball, and then he just
high
takes care of
IQ.
their ass. Yeah,
Yeah,
super high
high
IQ with
IQ.
him. But another guy on defense was Jacoby Thomas. Man, this guy he's been a little banged up, but he was back full for Florida State. He did everything. He made big plays. He got a sack, tackles when they needed. He was number 8. Like, man, Miami's defense, other than that fourth quarter, and I don't necessarily blame them too much, is Cristobal slowing that offense down too early. I didn't like that, and they try to rev it back up. It's a little tough, but man, that defense for 3 quarters, lights out. Florida State was averaging 600 yards a game, and they shut them down for 3 quarters. Like, I was expecting a little more of a shootout. I think I had this score in 31. I almost called this score. I think I had 31-17. So
You
it was
did.
pretty close. But a great game by Miami. They showed a lot of, I think, a lot of teams in college football, I think, are actually like, I think this team's for real.
Yeah, I mean they're 5-0 now. They've won big games. You know, Florida State being one of them. Notre Dame, they opened up the season, I believe, with Notre Dame. Had a big win over them. And Notre Dame, man, I mean, taking a look at them, we thought maybe they were a little bit dead in the water, but they've really started to kind of get that team pulled together, and they're
Yeah.
headed in the right direction. So they're a good football team that Miami beat early on. And they just continue to find ways to win, man. Sometimes it's not the prettiest, but they just continue to find ways to win. And I mean, they're 5-0 now, number 2 in the rankings. So they got another bye week. They got some more time to rest up, but then they have an 8-game stretch to go ahead and follow up with. Let's move on to that. Let's talk about that a little bit, Carlos. In a couple weeks, you have yourself a Friday game, and last Friday game we talked about, it was with with Florida State against Virginia. We felt like it was a trap game because that's what those Friday games are. Miami might be facing the same one there with Louisville. How you feeling about that?
In past years, yes. There's one thing that this team has that I haven't seen in a Miami team in many, many, many years since early 2000. This is a pro-looking team. Dawson, their offensive coordinator, is this team. There's nothing they can't do. Florida State has seen what we did to Florida. We ran the ball all over those guys. That offensive line imposed their will, just kept running it. Beck didn't have to do a lot. Florida State does a great job of we're stacking the box, and then what do? We let Carson Beck go, 4 touchdowns. CJ Daniels did some serious work on that corner on the goal line. That guy had no idea. He put the move on him. Easy throw. We could have made that throw. So Miami is showing you want to stop the run, you got to have good corners. If not, we're gonna put it on you. Oh, you want to try to play zone? Fine, we'll just run the ball. We're okay with 4 yards carry. This is a very pro mentality team, and normally I'd be worried about a trap game, but I don't think so. I think this team is they're everything looks their heads on straight, and they're going into this next game. They're 0-0. So, um, but Louisville's not. I wouldn't. There's a lot of Miami kids that go to Louisville. If they can't get to Florida State or Miami, they end up going somehow. They end up in Louisville. So Miami can't definitely overlook it by any means. But I don't think they have a reason to overlook it. Like there's nothing after that. They have Louisville, and then they get basically a game they should win with Stanford, and then a couple weeks later they have SMU where their old Rick Lashley comes back. They go to SMU, play their old offensive coordinator, but yeah, I mean the schedule for them is pretty favorable. So I don't, other than them let down, and I don't think Cristobal does it. He just doesn't look pleased about anything. Like
He doesn't, but that's good. From a Miami fan, I can only imagine how pleased you are with them not being content on their performances week after week, because last year we kind of saw this Miami team, and there for a while Miami Hurricanes versus Oregon Ducks were kind of the go-to prediction for the national championship because of how good both of those teams looked last year early on. But then the Miami Hurricanes, it seemed just like they just started dropping the ball. And what did they lose, like four of their last 5 games or something like that
that
there at the
was
end of last year?
stupid.
I mean, it just was bad. So they need to continue to keep their foot on the gas here, and I think Cristobal is keeping those guys' head in the right mindset. And and like you said, Bain, man, that defensive leader there, he's not even satisfied. He was upset, even though they got the win. He was like, man, we shouldn't have allowed them to get back into this game because we were able to contain them for 3 quarters. Why all of a sudden in this fourth quarter did we
Yeah.
let up? That's been a continual thing that Miami seems to do, is allow teams to be back in. They can't continue to do that. They're a team, man. I would be scared of the Miami Hurricanes right now, because you're right. They do play a very well balanced game, and they play good on all three: special teams, defense, and offense. So they're definitely a team to continue to watch as we get closer to the playoff time. Let's go to the flip side now. Florida State sucks. The Florida State doesn't suck, but it sucks because the last 2 weeks they've dropped the ball. They came out hot against Alabama, beat Alabama, and they were like, holy crap, what's going on with Florida State? Then they win 2 easy games. Let's be real. I mean, it was pretty easy games to win. They go on the road, they lose to a very close game against Virginia. They drop the ball to an ACC team. Now they just dropped the ball to another ACC team. Now they're 3-2. They're 0-2 in ACC. They go now. It's a home. It's another home game, but it's against Pitt. And Pitt has a very strong run defense, so it's going to be all on the shoulders of Castellanos to get this team to win this Saturday. I think it's a winnable game, but I don't know. I want to see kind of what this team does this Saturday.
I think it's definitely a game that they should win. I think if something happens and they lose this game, I see the season unravel for them very fast. But I don't think it will. Castellanos is a good quarterback. I don't know if Pitt's going to be able to handle it. They have to figure out, one, get their running game, getting Sawchuk a little more involved. He's a good running back. They got to figure that out, and they got to figure out how to get Deuce Robinson the ball more. That guy is so freaking good. He is a matchup nightmare. Like, they got to figure this out with him. I mean, he's 6'6", 220, 225. 6'6", man. I don't know of any corners in the league that in college football right now that should be like, it should be jump ball galore. And he runs around. This is a very good receiver. I expect to see him on Sundays moving forward. So they got to figure out to get him the ball. He averages almost 19 yards a catch. Like, get him the ball in space a little bit more. And I just don't think Castellanos can take. He took some good hits. Like, he put in a lot of work Saturday night.
He did put in a lot of work.
He's gotta dial that back a little bit. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback by any means. So he definitely needs to take care of his body and finish this year out and see what happens. But He's got to figure it. Yeah, they got to trust the offense a little bit more, getting that run game and man, get Deuce the ball. I would love Deuce would look great in orange and green if he wants to win
Oh, don't
Natty.
say that. Don't say that. No, but Deuce Robinson is honestly he is a wide receiver and a weapon for Castellanos that he should be targeted a lot more than he is. Not to say that he, doesn't get looked at, but I mean, this guy just continues. When you throw it his way, he can make a lot of plays. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. He made an incredible contested catch there against Miami, even on Saturday,
Yeah,
in a big time moment there in the fourth quarter to keep a drive alive. So Deuce is a guy that I want to see more production of. I do want to see more production out of this backfield. I think that they have a couple of good running backs that they can, kind of have a good tandem going, but they're just not getting that developed. Castellanos, I think, is still the leader of the team in rushing yards, but that's just because when the guy escapes, he usually goes for
yeah,
about 12 or 15 yards. So I mean,
yeah.
he's hard to bring down out there. He does need to take care of his body. Hey, learn how to slide a little bit, son. Just
He
learn how to slide and learn how to slide right, because you did try and slide that one time and oh my god, I thought he was gonna die. I was like, what are we doing?
I forget the NFL quarterback they had to teach the slide. Like he just couldn't slide. It was a big name. I'm like,
Oh
how do
man,
you?
I do
I
remember.
don't
I
know how you.
forget who it was.
I don't
Was it
remember.
Vince Young?
No, it's somebody that's playing right now that they could not slide, and they had to bring in like a baseball guy to teach him how to slide because every time he slid, it looked like he was about to rip his knee out. Like it is ridiculous.
Jeez.
It'll come to me.
Justin Herbert?
Might be as soon as we get off, I'll
Yeah.
be like,
As soon
oh,
as we get
it's
off,
so and so.
it'll be remembered. But I mean, Florida State does have a big game this weekend against Pittsburgh. But then if you look at the rest of their schedule, they got Stanford, Wake Forest, Clemson. Clemson's even a winnable game at this point. I don't know what the heck is going on with
Yeah,
Clemson right now.
I mean, it's still a tough team. They got first round draft
It
picks on that team. They're
it
just
is.
not
It
playing.
absolutely is.
They're not
Yeah,
playing to
they're just
their
not playing up to
potential.
their level of play.
Yeah.
So, and then you have Virginia Tech, NC State, and then Florida to finish off the year, which Florida knocked out Texas. I mean, I don't
My
know what to
God,
say
what a
about
joke!
that.
There is nothing worse in college football than preseason polls. Penn State up there, garbage.
Yeah,
Texas
they're
is
looking bad.
hot garbage to begin with.
Yeah.
Now we know why Ewers is played so much last year and the year before hurt because Archie Manning is terrible. Good Lord.
Dude.
Talk about making millions off that name. Good for you, though. Way to be the great practice quarterback and suck in the game so much. So, golly.
Hey, Carlos, listen, we're about halfway through this season now. We're coming up to week, what is it, 6 or 7 here.
7,
There's only 12 games in a college season. We're about halfway through. I know that there's probably going to be a little bit of biasy here, but I feel like that this college season is wide open and up for grabs for anybody, it feels like at this point. Is there any two teams that you feel like, hey, these are the two teams that I see doing the dance at the end of the year?
You know, it is tough because I have to be biased here, and I'm going to be a little biased. Miami is one of those two teams for me, just because they're strong where they have to be strong. In those trenches, you have to be strong, and they can play whatever game you want to play. Okay, we'll play it with you. You want to stop the run, we'll pass. If you want to stop the pass, we'll run. Whatever. The other one's the hard one for me. I want to say Ohio State, but then when I watch Ohio State play, I'm not like overly impressed like it was last year. Last year they were impressive. Man, I want to go out on a limb here, and I might get a little beat up because Oregon is sitting there, and Oregon is great. But there's a team that I keep looking at, and I'm like, God, that would be a team I would not want to play, and that's Texas A&M.
Oh, you said it. I was going to say them.
I'm telling you, man, that quarterback.
They are looking good.
They are, and I don't like the makeup of that team. I don't know how it would work with that quarterback with Reed. He could throw the ball, runs like a madman when he needs to. And that's the thing. He doesn't run just to run. He's not the leading rusher on the team. They have their running back, Moss, who can run the ball, averages over 5 yards carry. But that's a team, like their defense plays well. My heart says we beat them because they took Notre Dame took them to the brink, and I feel we dominated Notre Dame. So That's another one, man. That's kind of that team I look at and like it would not surprise me if we meet with them in the playoffs.
Man, you I was looking here and I was just like, you know what? I bet you he's not going to choose Texas A&M, and I'm going to throw them out there because I like the way that they look. And you, man, as soon as you said it, I was like, man, he's going to steal it. But Texas
Yeah.
A&M is for sure one of those teams that I am watching on. Carlos, another one that I'm watching on. Listen, I know that they had the upset loss in the very beginning of the season, but Alabama is starting to click on all cylinders. And so they are a team that I am watching very, very closely for the remainder of the year because I think that if any team gets hot, it and you don't want to face it, it's this team,
it
and that's Alabama.
You're right. It is. It's Alabama. There is. I wanted to go with Ole Miss. Ole Miss is playing well. It's Lane Kiffin though seems to find a way to lose somehow.
You know that
They
if
got
Steven was
Georgia.
here right now,
They got Georgia in 2 weeks, so we'll revisit in 2 weeks. They got, but they beat LSU. I didn't think LSU was that great. Their signature win is barely beating Clemson. I'm not big
yeah,
high on them. They got a game this week that they'll definitely win, but Georgia's coming in 2 weeks, and they got Oklahoma afterwards. But Oklahoma's starting quarterback's hurt, so we'll see in 2 weeks. We'll revisit this question. 2 weeks.
well, I mean, just like you're not a big fan of Lane Kiffin, I'm not a big fan of Brian Kelly with LSU. I'm not.
And yeah,
I'm just not a big fan of his. But I will say this: Texas A&M, Alabama, those are the two teams that I am watching to possibly be at the doing the dance here at the end of the year. So, but we shall see. Let us know who you are watching at this point of the college season. Is it over for? Is your college season over? Let us know. We'll have a beer for you. But we are here every Wednesday talking college sports. So, hey, if you're a fan, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Welcome to the Beardzone podcast, where if you are a football fan in the state of Florida, this is the podcast for you. So, and we will be back on Friday doing our preview for the look ahead of the NFL games coming up this Sunday. Hey, Bucks are hot. They go against San Francisco. San Francisco's banged up. Tampa's banged up. What banged up team is going to come out with the win? We shall see. All I know is don't talk shit to Baker Mayfield, because if you rile that boy up, it's over with right there. Can Miami win a game? Will this be the last week of Mike McDaniel on the sideline? We shall see. We're going to talk about it all on Friday, so be sure to stay tuned in that. Hey, follow us on all of our social media. It's down there in the descriptions below. We definitely appreciate that. So until Friday.